Hi, it's Annie again with my domestic violence daily diary. Usually I do it at night. And I come to this beautiful place. It's a Ferranti owned apartment complex with a beautiful fountain. They just turned it on. When I parked the car, it wasn't on. I usually come here at night, and I don't know if y'all can see this at night, so I thought I'd just, since I was driving by anyway, show you where I like to hang out and talk to you about this absurd situation. Domestic violence. He wants to commend himself because he says he hasn't punched me lately. I said, yeah, and you haven't stabbed me in the head with a fork this week. But the way you're acting is abusive, Bill. He's got 1,000 ways of finding 1,000 ways to be anything but congenial with me, and never compliments me, never thanks me for anything, blames me for everything. He even blames his ex-wife because she liked to have donuts and cookies in the house. They had 5 kids, and he would eat them like a pig. And then he got diabetes, and he blames his wife for bringing home the cookies and pies and cakes and things. She's not fat or anything. She's normal, as far as I can see. Anyway, he has confessed that he once tried to kill her, pulled a gun, a loaded gun, pointed it at her head, pushed her down the stairs to try to kill her. She lived. And he says that after that, she just went right to the kitchen and started cooking dinner and ignored the whole episode. Which, by the way, is what I do, because the more of a reaction you give that kind of behavior, the more they want to do it if they're sadistic. And he is sadistic. How do I know? He watches videos on YouTube, hour-long videos of women crying, women in severe distress, crying. I don't know why those videos are on there, but they are. He finds them and plays them. I found out. It's not hard to find out. Another thing I found out was that when I looked to my my video channel on YouTube, I noticed that for each and every one of the videos that I recently made public, there are literally thousands of viewers. Why is that? Because there are thousands and thousands of silent victims out there who have nowhere to turn, no one to turn to, no one to take them in, should they have the bravery to leave. And they want to hear how I'm coping with this horrible abuse. I am incessantly on him. Every time he says or does something abusive, I read him the riot act and I tell him how horrible that behavior is. And I tell him that I have tapes of him doing these things, saying these awful things. And he knows that I tape him once in a while, or have been in the past, or maybe right now taping him. Doesn't seem to care. He has an invincibility complex that he can't be held responsible by the LAPD or the prosecutor's office. I don't know why he has been immune all this time, and these government officials refuse to acknowledge, process, view, look at, record the existence of a mountain of exculpatory evidence I have that I am not the aggressor, never have been. His confessions, his admissions. I literally have his attacks on me on tape. I have one attack on me on video. It wasn't that bad because he noticed the camera on the side. I didn't think he'd see that, but he did, and he stopped. I don't know where this is going to end, but I told him in no uncertain terms, I am not going to agree to take the fall, take the rap, allow myself to be framed. I'm going to defend myself if it's the last thing I do. I said, I'm sorry if you might be implicated in the process. I mean, if I can prove my innocence, Bill, it's obvious that you must be the guilty party. But I don't wish you any harm, and they never, guess what? I learned online, they never, when they find out that alleged victim has made false police reports and put their partner through the hellacious scandal of being involved, roped up in the criminal justice system, they don't go and prosecute the liar, the abuser, because they're embarrassed to have egg on their face, and they don't want to discourage other people who are truly victims from reporting the crime, lest somehow the other party, the aggressor, produces fake evidence, fake witnesses, and somehow turns the tables on them, the victim. They don't want to take that chance. The victims don't want to see that it's possible that a real victim could have the tables turned. So the prosecutor's office has a policy not to prosecute false allegations, false arrests, false imprisonment. False witness against thy neighbor is a mortal sin. It's one of the commandments. And they just choose to turn a blind eye to all of that. And when they find out that I'm the innocent party, that I am the victim, they're not going to do anything to him. They're going to let him go. But he's really concerned. I can't impugn myself. I don't want to say that you didn't do it or anything. I don't want to say that I even exaggerated. He's so afraid of being in the hot seat, probably for business reasons, and to save face with his family and his friends, whom he's been lying to about all of this drama for years. Lies to every single one of his family and friends he knows, and who know me. Even people who don't know me. I've taped him telling complete strangers what a horrible person I am. And I ask him, why do you do that? Why would, some real estate agent who's selling one of the houses in Beverly Hills give a damn about what a jerk or an asshole or an abuser your wife is? Why would you want to put yourself in such a bad light that you would have a partner that was as bad as how you portray me? He goes, I don't know. I said, because you want to isolate me from everyone we've ever met. Your whole family, real estate agents, the neighbors, because then I have no one to call when I'm in trouble, when you're trying to kill me or something. Isolation is a very, very horrible thing to be in. And I have been in isolation for 4 years. Oh yeah. He has instructed all of his friends and family not to take my calls, not to talk to me. And for some reason, they know he's a pathological liar. They've told me to my face that's what he is. But they seem to believe him anyway, and he won't speak to me. He won't even let me speak to the auto mechanic because he tried to pull a con on me with regard to a car repair, telling me that I had to pay out of pocket $300 when he's supposed to be in charge of car repairs and I'm in charge of other aspects of our living. And he told me that if I didn't come up with the $300 to pay the auto mechanic who was pulling a scam on him, then my car would be held on a mechanic's lien and then sold without my permission, and that was a blackmail that he tried to pull on me. Then he told me if I went to speak to the auto mechanic about this scam, that he would beat me publicly in front of witnesses. And this was, 2 days ago. So you know what I did? I pulled out his medical record, psychological medical record, which indicated that he had severe brain damage and had recently suffered a stroke, pre-Alzheimer's patient, and has dementia. And I told him I'm going to go to the auto mechanic and tell him to give me the car back and stop trying to scam us, and we're not going to pay him anything because he did nothing. I'm going to tell him that you're not capable of making family decisions regarding money and that you're not allowed out of the house without supervision. And I wrote that into the medical report myself. I didn't forge any name, I just wrote it in. I wasn't going to give it to him or present it to a government agency. I was going to give it to the auto mechanic to intimidate him into giving me my Range Rover back. So that scared the crap out of Bill. He went back and smoothed the whole thing over and agreed to pay for the battery, I think it was, and acted like nothing was wrong. I got his goat. I called his bluff now, didn't I? Don't take this crap lying down. Don't be afraid. Yes, he might throw you out, but tape record everything he does to you. And then, when he pulls a fast one and starts to deprive you of your property and your liberty, play the tapes to someone who cares. It's hard to find anyone who cares, anyone who will listen. But there are plenty of ways to skin a cat. Don't give up. Don't take no for an answer. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your rights. Don't let them walk all over you like I have. But I'm gradually finding ways to smooth the whole thing over and put it behind us and bury the hatchet. And no, I don't want to end the relationship, because he has redeeming qualities. They're scarce and hard to detect sometimes, but other times the alternative to living with him, and he is my husband, the alternatives are even more scary. I think I can handle this so far. I'm not taking a rap. I'm not signing away my rights. I'm not taking the fall. I'm not admitting that, oh, I had to do that because I was mentally ill. No, I scratched him in self-defense. What part of self-defense don't you understand? I'm a woman. I'm a disabled woman. I'm a senior citizen. I'm a protected member of the society in that I am disabled, permanently disabled, per the government. And I've been on disability for years. And I have CAT scans and MRIs to prove it. I am not mentally disabled. I got hit by a car and a few other assaults that I can remember. It's been rough. But get tough. If it gets tough, get tougher. This is Ann Simon Layton, Beverly Hills, signing off on a Saturday afternoon on my way to the pool and the hot jacuzzi. Goodbye.